You only need 0.8 Bitcoin to retire? I didn't believe it at first either, until I spent a month verifying and making this tool. Hello guys, in this video we will talk about how much Bitcoins you need to be financially free the day you retire. Or if you already have some Bitcoins, when can you be free? In how many years? Let's start already. This video fried my brain. It's the one that fried my brain the most. I spent over a month on it. I lost some hairs in the process, so that's why maybe I will keep wearing caps from now on. But yeah, I just wanted to help you figure out this question that so many people obsess over: how many Bitcoin do you really need to retire? So let's get on my computer and let's have a look at, because guess what? A tool I made for you, a plan. I've got a plan for you. Because yeah, I'm not just gonna spit out an one-for-all answer. I built this dynamic table that factors in inflation, your spendings, how long you will live. Yes, bad news, you are dying. But also compound annual growth rates, Bitcoin trends, and more. So this looks simple like that, but there are a ton of formulas behind it. And it's not just a retirement calculator, it's also a Bitcoin price prediction tool. You can see that here, and in an anti-inflation fund planner, an all-in-one tool. You will understand. And the best part, I've set it up all for you. Just hit me on Telegram and I'll share it to you if you want it. My account, my Telegram is in the description. So let's start without further ado, like they say. Let's plug a few numbers and boom, we can know exactly how many Bitcoins we need. It's that easy. So let me show you how this works and what's the logic behind it. The core data here is your living costs. About using average costs from different cities to estimate Bitcoin needed, stuff like that. What country, how many Bitcoins do you need in this country to retire, stuff like that. But that didn't work, and it's not meaningful because everyone's spending habits are different. Some folks are, they have crazy coffee and food budgets, like me, while others survive on instant noodles. Some have families, they have to support a big family, kids at the international school, like me, and some are not spending at all because they are just playing it solo. There is no right or wrong in that. You can just understand that relying on silly averages is just guessing blindly. So that's why I made this customizable table you fill on your monthly spendings and it will be accurate for you. So we can ask ourselves questions like, okay, for now, I'm spending like 10K every month for me and my family, and I want to retire tomorrow. So I will keep spending that tomorrow. But maybe you can think, okay, I will move to another country where the life is cheaper. Maybe I will move to Thailand. I will just need 1,000 and I will be a solo traveler, digital nomad and stuff like that. I just need 1,000 per month and that will be okay. Whatever. You can also have a look at websites like that. For example, if you are, for the moment, living in, let's say, I'm living in Beijing, China. Okay. With a family of 4, 5,000 for the moment, let's say, okay. But I will move with my family to Thailand because I want to move to Pattaya, Thailand. Okay, it will be like 20% cheaper there. If you are spending less or more than that in China, for example, you can just do a pro rata, and divide the amount with this 20%. That's okay. That's one kind of tool I used a lot when I moved to Thailand, and then when I moved to Dubai, even if I spend a little bit more than that. And when I moved to Auckland, where I live now, even if I'm in China right now, I spent about 10K USD in Auckland with the 2 kids at school and stuff like that. Here, the estimate is that, but okay, I can get that if in 5 years I move to another country that's half this price, that's half this amount, it will be 5,000 for me. Okay, so that's a good tool. There is also expertise tent that I like to. Cost of living by city. Let's say I want to move to Taipei in Taiwan. All right. It's hard to speak and write at the same time for me at least. So how will be the life over there? Let's compare with USDs. All right. Single person, family of 4, that's their numbers. What I like on this website is that they will tell you the prices per categories, like food, like clothes, like housing, like transportation, like personal care, entertainment and stuff. So you can guess approximately how much you will spend in a country, in a city, knowing where you spend the most of your money for the moment. For me, it's like food and coffee and travels and hotels, stuff like that. But I don't spend a lot with personal care. I don't spend a lot in clothes. I don't spend a lot in transportation either. Housing, not spending a lot too. Food, yes, food, that's a big budget for me. So whatever, you just feel it here. For me, let's say in 20 years when I retire, I will spend 5,000 per month. I will for example, stay in New Zealand or Australia, but I won't have the kids anymore. Well, maybe I won't travel that much, so I just need half what I'm spending now. Okay? So that will be my situation when I will retire. You do you. Next, I present inflation here at 3%. It varies by country too, obviously. Like in the US, it's near 3%. In Europe, in France, it's 3% too, I think. There's a website I recommend for that, it's Trading Economics. For the last, you can have a look at the last 5 years. For France, yes, so around 3% average. Let's have a look at 10 years. Maybe a little less than that, but still, let's put 3% and be safe. Now I'm in China, we could have a look at China. I guess it will be around 4.5%. Let's have a look. 5 years. No, it's less than expected. Okay, here we were at 5 something. I think it's more like that. It feels more than that for me. And maybe that's because I buy a lot of food or stuff like that. You can have a look at the data behind those tables, those charts, and have a look at what, categories get the most inflation. For example, education and culture, 14%. That's a lot. Tobacco, liquor, and articles for the remaining 3.5%, that's quite okay. But yeah, you adapt, and maybe you want to play it safe, so you will put 4.5% here. I think 3% is already a lot. Don't think it will be exaggerated, and I don't recommend you to put like 1 or 2% because you can recall something really familiar with like Apple iPhones 10 years ago. An Apple phone, Apple 6 was like just over 600 USD, but now the iPhone 15 Pro Max is about something starting at 1200 USD. It's not because, I was working in the import-export business. So I can understand that, okay, chips are really getting expensive and the supply and demand, is really bad. So obviously, it's more expensive to buy chips now, but that doesn't justify this kind of like price raise. Chips and parts not keeping up, that's not enough. That's inflation here, quietly thinning out our money value. Anyway, those websites, I will put them in the description below, or you can ask them on Telegram. Next, what is the year today? 2025, target retirement year. So I'm 38, I will retire at, let's say, 60, so it will be in 2047, in 22 years. I will die around, that's funny, around 2067, according to French population data. That's the average, yes, for Frenchmen. Brian Johnson, I'm counting on you. Maybe I will need more bitcoins, but I plan on living like a little bit more than that. Anyway, results, you fill the blanks and result pop. And you can see like I'm spending 60,000 per year now, but it will jump in 22 years to around 120k. That's scary. It feels like your savings lose half their buying power before you even touch them. It's just like the same thing with the iPhone. So yeah, this table doesn't just show you how many bitcoins you need to retire, but it reminds you of some important facts and questions you have to ask yourself. What's your plan? Remind you that you will die, remind you that if you don't fight inflation, your money won't hold up, stuff like that. So that's a really simple but really useful table. So how many bitcoins are required to retire comfortably? We need one more data. We assume that Bitcoin is at 110k for the moment. It's a little bit more than that when I record this video. We just reached 121k. But maybe it will correct, we'll get a correction, whatever, you just fill the blanks according to what is the BTC price at a given time. And this table will auto-project future Bitcoin prices to 1,686,275.81. For that prediction, we used Bitcoin historical. So we will not give you stuff like they give you, in the BitBonds advertisement, where people are trying to sell you something. We will not give you CAGRs trying to make you buy more Bitcoin or more shares of our treasury company. It's your table, it's for you. So I played it safe first. Historically, we are about at something like 30 something percent per year. So for the next 10 years, I just put 20%. And then after that, 10%, and then after that, 5%, and then after that, 3%, keeping it conservative. In the long term, it will just cover the inflation. You can tweak those percentages, but don't mess with, you can change everything in the green areas, but don't mess with the white areas or the yellow areas. Or formulas will break and you will destroy everything. Green parts, they're okay. Just it depends on how you see the future. Once again, this chart makes you ask yourself the good question. What country you will live, how much you will spend, what is your vision of the future, and what is your vision of Bitcoin's future? You can play it safe here. I'm playing it safe. So, what's the result here? By retirement, you might only need, or I might only need 1.8 Bitcoin. And that's not a lot. A little bit more than one coin. That's shocking. Maybe you are a solo traveler, digital nomad, living in Thailand, and you just need like 1,500 per month. And this tool will recommend you to get only 0.5 Bitcoin. So for most people, I think you will find that you don't need as many as you think. And maybe you already hold some. Maybe I already have 10 Bitcoins. Then you can ask yourself, okay, I already have 10 Bitcoins today. Can I retire in like 10 years with 3K per month? Let's say in 10 years. Well, in 10 years for 3K per month, I just need 3.7 Bitcoins. Okay, can I retire in, I think it will be okay, in 5 years? Yes, that's about it. I can retire in 5 years because I already have 10 Bitcoins. I don't need to buy no more, it's okay. Just wait for 5 years and then start enjoying life. I will move to Bali, Indonesia. But maybe you don't have any Bitcoins yet and you need a lot of money because you are spending a lot. And then you will say, okay, I need to get to 2 Bitcoins as soon as possible because the price is rising, of course. And I'm panicking. But don't panic. At least now you see the truth early. You have a plan. And I also made a previous video on saving up 0.1 BTC in 1 year with a table, with a specific DCA strategy, more advanced than the usual strategy. If you don't have it yet, you can add me on Telegram. I'll share it too with this table at the same time. You can take this plan and just adapt it to your retirement goal, like 0.5 Bitcoin or 1 Bitcoin or 1.8 Bitcoin, and start DCA today. You have a plan. You know what to do now, and that's the point. Of course, some will ask, hey Cédric, is this really reliable? Can Bitcoin really fund retirement? All I can say is 10 years ago, you might not have heard of Bitcoin, but now institutions, elites, governments worldwide are grabbing it. Who knows if in another 10 years, it could be your family lifeline. I think it will. So don't sell your Bitcoin. And yeah, there's something even better here. Many think retirement means selling all your Bitcoin to spend. These Bitcoins here that you will have at the date of your retirement. Let's say 1.8 Bitcoin. You don't necessarily have to sell them. I won't sell mine. I lend them. Use them as collateral, using stuff like Strike, whatever it will be in 20 years. So I will keep my Bitcoin. And Bitcoin will keep growing too. So I may need less than what I planned here, because this period between the retirement year and my death day, Bitcoin will continue appreciating. So maybe I will just need 0.5 Bitcoin and I can leave the capital and the rest, and maybe what I will continue to accumulate at the time, to my kids. That's a good plan. I like that. That's why I did that for you. If you want this table, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course hit me on Telegram. I will send it to you ASAP. Hope that helps. So what's your Bitcoin number? You can share the results in the comment section. If you don't want to work forever, give a like, share this with your friends, grab the table and calculate how close you are to retirement. Merci et au revoir.